swear the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help you God. I do.
I do.
Please be seated.
This is the man. Let the record show that Mrs. is present from the prosecutor's office, Mrs. is present from the intake department. Present, the attorney the court will appoint to represent for this hearing only. Your name, please? How old are you?
15.
Your name, ma'am?
38.
I'm 39.
Okay. Were all of you advised of your rights this morning?
Yes.
Do you understand what your rights are?
Yes.
Any questions about them?
No.
All right. Parents, do you understand that Jacqueline is here today for possession of a controlled substance, cocaine, and resisting law enforcement? You were aware of that?
I was right next to her when this happened.
You were right next
I
to
just
her.
got out of Gary jail.
So you were with her at this
I saw the
place.
cop hit her.
Tommy.
Okay.
Tom.
When the cop found out she was a minor, then he brought the cocaine out of his pocket, and I have witnesses that seen him go in this thing.
Did you read this police report?
No, we
No,
were.
We have to read part of it to you. It says that these police officers were dispatched to this address on 10th Avenue in Gary in reference to a large group of males gambling. Upon arrival, they saw a large group of male subjects with male black subjects with a female white subject on the front porch. As officers approached, two subjects ran to the rear of the residence and got away. The female white subject dropped a plastic bag to the ground and entered the residence. Officers later found her hiding in a bedroom, and they checked it. There were 5 little smaller plastic baggies containing white rock-like substance, which later was field tested and positive for cocaine. Also found in the residence was a semi-automatic handgun, a .380 caliber, and marijuana. That's what the police report says.
Yeah,
No.
this is all wrong. 4 years ago, I got in a fight with these cops, and I pressed.
These same police officers?
Yes, the same ones. I pressed charges.
So you weren't one of the male blacks or males
No,
that
I
were
was in the
gambling
house.
there?
She was in the house babysitting.
Whose house is that?
My house.
Our house.
So this is your address?
Yes.
This is... There weren't any people there gambling?
Oh, they might have been on the porch and stuff. I don't know.
A porch of your house?
Yes.
Right.
There's a thing next to our house, basketball court and stuff, and they're always over there playing.
Did any of them have marijuana, gun,
We
or
don't-
cocaine?
We
I
don't know. He was in the house sleeping. I had taken one of my neighbors to the mill for his midnight shift, me and my son. And when I had left the house, there was nobody out there, okay? Jackie was babysitting a 2-year-old boy, okay? The house was,
Where was she babysitting?
in the
At your
house,
home?
okay? So we left. When my son and I came back, there was like 10 squad cars. The house was all lit up. So I parked the car across the street to get out. The cop pulled a gun on me and told me if I come any further, he's going to shoot me. I says, "Officer, this is my home. What is going on?" He told me I have no MF right to know what is going on. I says, "I have every right since it is my home. I have a 2-year-old child, a 15-year-old, and my husband. What is going on? There could have been a murder. I don't know." So I'm getting cussed at. My daughter, she's upset. She tells me the officer twisted her breast, threw her and the baby up against the wall. She was complaining of chest pain. Then, who we've had many times trouble with, okay? He almost smacked me in the face in my front yard with the flashlight. Jackie, she come around. There was a car in the driveway, okay? She was just standing there, okay? She come around and she says, "Do not touch my mother. She's asking you questions." He's cussing. All the officers were MF and everything. They were cussing up a storm. Then all of a sudden, this one officer, he goes to the vacant lot, okay? And it's weeds, okay? And I noticed he's pulling a gun. And I says, why is he pulling a gun? Okay, because my whole house has nothing from one end to the other lined up with these guys, okay? And I thought he was going to shoot because the flashlight in my backyard, and I have a dog back there, and the dog started barking, okay? Well, the dog can't get out, okay? So I thought he was going to shoot my dog. And all of a sudden, this one officer, he comes, he was gone for a few minutes. He comes from the back, okay, and he has a gun in his hand. And he goes, and he's about right over here from my back end, and he starts unloading it. And I says, where did that come from? And he said, when there were two guys that ran, okay, he found that, and then he said he had found some marijuana, okay?
So he was unloading the gun from your house? Or
No.
wherever he found it?
No.
Your Honor.
But you got arrested.
Yes.
What did you get arrested
When we
for?
was at the door, my daughter came in and says the cops are arresting these guys out in front. I walk out there, me and my daughter. She's got a baby that's about 2 years old.
Is it her baby?
No.
No.
A neighbor's
Yeah,
or somebody
she's
else's
babysitting.
kid? Okay.
She's
She's holding them. And the cops got all these guys, and they're searching all these guys, and we're looking right out my front door. And the cop goes, come here. So I open up the door, and he goes, you stand here. He goes in the house, and he grabbed my daughter by the throat and went right into the wall. The baby was taken to the emergency room after we was arrested because the baby has a lump on his head from hitting the wall. This is a 2-year-old baby.
So what were you
I
arrested
saw
for?
this. I turned around, I walked in the house, and I said, don't you ever touch my baby. And this cop turned around and threw her out of the house and then took me in the bedroom, almost killed me.
So what are you charged with?
They didn't have no charges on him.
So they released you?
Yeah,
You
he
didn't
was
post a bond?
no, he was released last
They
night.
kept me in there 2 days. And when they found out that she was a minor, then they brought all this fucking coke in. And
Sir.
oh, I'm sorry. But they pulled it right out of their pocket. He did, and there's about 10, all those guys are standing there. Well, he pulled out and goes, look what she threw. They said what
And
she
she
threw
was
in the
with
house.
No.
Oh, you can have her
This-
drug tested right now.
How
She
about
is
you?
an
Did you
AB.
take a drug test?
Well,
I'll take one right
take
now.
drug tests,
I'll
Your
take one
Honor.
right now.
She was in the front yard. He walks
Now,
in.
wait a minute. He says that she threw this on the front porch. Why did he walk out of the house and say she threw it in the bedroom?
Okay. All right, let me stop and ask you a question. Is Jackie in school?
Yes, ma'am.
What school does she attend?
She's an
Well,
honor. She's been
she's a
honorable
well-
since.
Is she a freshman?
No, she's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
Her second year, she has geometry.
All right, Mrs. Guzik, is there anything that you want to say? Mr., how do you pronounce your last name? Have you been drinking today? So you don't have alcohol, you haven't had anything to drink this morning? How about last night?
No.
When did you get out of the Gary City Jail?
Last night at 10 o'clock.
And you didn't drink last night?
No.
So you'll take an alcohol test too?
I'll take anything.
Today, the court's going to find probable cause to believe that Jacqueline has committed a delinquent act. Refer the matter to the prosecutor's office to file a petition. The court will order that the child be released to the custody of her parents on the condition that she attends school every day, that you not have any of these people at your home that were arrested.
Oh, they're all
in the
good.
process.
Nobody was arrested, Your
Or whatever,
Honor.
anybody who was in that home that night, until we come back to court and straighten all this out, you can't have any of those people in your home. And she needs to go to school every day, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Your Honor.
And, Your Honor, what I cannot understand, okay, how can, and the officers pulled, and I was standing right there, they pulled, and they even stated, they pulled almost $1,000 between crack cocaine, okay, off of these guys,
Oh, yeah.
marijuana, and they told them, you a-holes, all go home. And they says,
So they didn't
this
arrest
case,
any of them?
no.
No,
And these are people that you're friends?
no, they're all
No,
neighbors. They play basketball
they're-
next door.
yeah.
My son's, there's a vacant lot, and there's a basketball court he's got set up there, and they play basketball there. They sit on my porch, because it's right next door, and they're always at my house. And we did not know any of these kids.
There
were
was
out there.
nobody. When I
She
left
did not
that
want-
house
she
at
was babysitting in the house.
9:15, there was not one soul
But see,
out there.
When they hit my daughter, when they found out she was only 15 years old, that's when they brought this crack cocaine into her.
Yeah, and he had it in his front. I said,
No, he had it in his pocket here.
okay.
Well, you'll have your chance, and when it comes to court in Gary, to present your witnesses, and the police can testify, and then the judge can decide, who's telling the truth, okay?
Okay.
All right, this hearing's adjourned, thank you.
This way, please. Number 9 is next.